On mind, body and soul, taking heart in meditation, improvisation of first-class act, and celebrating healthy alternatives. But first, fencing for fitness Japanese style. Kendo means the way of the sword, another in the many forms of Budo or Japanese martial arts. Around 900 AD, the Japanese developed the curved samurai sword by improving on earlier Chinese and Korean designs. This was the beginning of the Japanese style of fencing called Kenjutsu, which encompassed the traditional battlefield techniques of Japanese swordsmanship employed by the samurai. From the 12th century, Kendo developed under the strong influence of Zen Buddhism. Swordsmen who became enlightened through the practice of Kendo established schools which continued for centuries and which form the basis of Kendo practice today. Kendo teaches not only physical fencing techniques, but also a philosophy which is inherent to Budo. This intense and rigorous training will develop stamina, increase agility, enhance mental concentration and alertness, and promote all-round well-being, and above all, respect for others. Kendo inspires its practitioners to practice hard, to endure against adversity, to stand valiantly against the strong, and to show compassion toward the weak. Fencing was originally practiced using steel or wooden swords, often resulting in serious injury to the fencers. So in the late 18th century, bamboo practice swords and light practice armour were devised. The equipment looks very much as it did then, today. Practitioners are called kendoka, which means one who practices kendo. These kendoka are practicing iedo, a different form of sword work. The deft movements of the blade make it look deceptively easy. Strength and endurance steadily develops through wielding the specially designed practice sword, called an ieto. Kendoka spend a moment meditating before practice in preparation to spend the next hours of their life concentrating on kendo. The sword was believed to be the spirit of the samurai. A reverent bow is made to the sword out of respect, for each sword, when used, has the power to take or give life. Kendoka fence using both the edge and point of the sword to hit targets on their opponent's armour. In modern kendo, there are two types of attacks, strikes and thrusts. Strikes are only allowed against certain areas on the body. The four main targets are the top of the head, the throat, the abdomen, and the wrist. Ranking in kendo is similar to many other martial arts. Ranks can range up to 8th dan. However, there is no external sign of rank worn on the clothing. If participating in kendo, one would practice the formal exercises known as kata. There are 10 basic kata. Many of these exercises were set down several centuries ago. Thus today, it is possible to embark on the same quest for spiritual enlightenment and physical training followed by the samurai of old. So if you have a yearning to transport yourself back in time and step into the shoes of the samurai, or want to experience this elegant and esteemed form of Japanese fencing, kendo can take you out of your comfort zone and into an ancient world. It seems more and more people are discovering the healing benefits of meditation. 200 people gathered recently at a hall in Australia to pour the energies of their souls into healing the earth and themselves. The Twin Hearts meditation was conducted under the beautiful winter solstice full moon by Dr. Hazel Warder. People from all religions, gathered under the one roof to let go of their tension and negative emotions and let love in. The twin hearts refers to two chakras in the human energy body, the heart chakra and the crown chakra. These two centers need to be open in order to experience and give love. Dr. Hazel guided everyone through the visualization that she hoped would help to open them. Some people pulled veils of colored cloth over their heads as the meditation began, to focus and concentrate the energies around them. After concentrating for a few moments on opening up their hearts and minds, participants were asked to raise their two hands and imagine the planet Earth revolving between them. Everyone concentrated on sending healing thoughts and energies to the blue planet. Meditation is a wonderful thing to do for general health and well-being. Science has proven people who meditate have enhanced immune systems and lower stress levels.
Where there is sadness, let us send joy. Where there is error, let us send truth.
Gatherings like these are good for getting out of the house and connecting with the community as well. At the end of the session, everyone cleansed the energies around them and grounded themselves again by sweeping the energy down their limbs and bodies. A cup of coffee and a chat afterwards was enjoyed by most. Some people started up impromptu healing circles where pranic crystal healing was performed and received for free. This was a lovely gathering of souls who have every intention of healing the planet with their kindness and dedication. Twin Hearts meditations are happening all over the world, in different countries. Good intentions are the name of the game. You know what they say, a moment on the lips, a lifetime on the hips. Well, now researchers have discovered that women of hourglass proportions may indeed live longer than their twiggy-hipped sisters. Women with wider hips seem to be protected against developing heart conditions. Researchers have found that hip fat contains a magical ingredient called adiponectin, a natural anti-inflammatory which prevents the swelling and blockage of arteries. The researchers tested over 3,000 men and women between the ages of 35 and 65 in 1987, then checked up on their health status again recently. Women with big hips were found to have an 87% reduction in deaths compared to their thin-hipped friends. They were 86% less likely to develop coronary heart disease as well. Small-hipped ladies were at higher risk of diabetes, high blood pressure, and gallbladder disease.
The wrist, like a whip, you watch.
So move over Audrey Hepburn and Cameron Diaz. It looks like ladies such as Catherine Zeta-Jones and Sophia Loren are the winners in the longevity war. Unfortunately, the findings do not apply to men, and those of us who tend to put weight on the tummy instead of the hips are no better off either. In fact, it's dangerous for the heart to have a hefty tummy. So if your hips are over 40 inches wide, don't complain. You may not be catwalk material, but classic and curvy is about to make a comeback. Do bright lights scare you? The thought of making a speech leave you feeling nauseous? Not everyone is cut out for the life of a performer, but you can do the next best thing. You don't have to be a Brad or a Charlize to get up and improvise. You may already be a master at making it up on the spot when the boss inquires about your repeated lateness at work. But these actors from around the world make it clear to their audience that being good at listening is often more important than a fast imagination. Two teams of international improvisers have come together to demonstrate the joy of impro to an audience of drama students in Melbourne. Japan, Sweden, Canada, New Zealand and the US of A are all represented in this brave showdown. Armed with guts but lacking a definite script, the teams pit their creative wits all in the cause of fun.
Because of my stripes, he cannot see me.
And to see what happens next. Jenny Lovell from Melbourne Impro explains to the students the pros and cons of good improvisation.
The first thing that we're doing, of course, in this exercise is that we're actually accepting what the other person says. So if Rick says, flying off a cliff, I just go, yes!
Being on stage and forgetting your lines may be a big fear for many actors. But the beauty of improvisation is you don't have any lines to forget. And you can be anyone or anything. There are no rules, just guidelines. When performing, accepting an offer by a fellow improviser is important. Their offer could set the scene, time and activity you are pursuing in one sentence, thus allowing the audience to go along with your act. When someone ignores an offer, it's called blocking.
I painted your house blue?
This can stop an impro in its tracks and makes one's partner look bad.
No, you didn't. There's no house there.
Making your partner look good is what it's all about. When on stage, going with the flow and accepting offers creates a feeling of trust between people in an otherwise scary situation. If you do it for them, they'll make you look good in return.
Your favourite colour, your favourite house?
Oh, yes, and
Once that trust is there, getting on stage to improvise can give you quite a buzz. It's not bungee jumping, but the experience triggers a kick of endorphins and adrenaline into the bloodstream. This rush of hormones leads to a feeling of self-worth, which is important to well-being. This activity can boost self-esteem, and the best thing is it's free, it's legal, and it can be hilarious. But like everything, you have to put something in to get something back.
He who hunts the zebra hunts misery.
Being clever, creative and amusing are all good points in improvisation. But Laurie, 25 years an improviser, says a good general knowledge and using movies and characters already out in the world is often more creative than trying to be brilliant every time.
It's good for you to know a little bit about everything. So you tend to kind of be a little bit of a sponge. What's on in the news, because sometimes you want to be current too. So you're sort of reading, watching, because everything is kind of material for the stage.
Step out of your comfort zone and pick up some confidence along the way while getting active. Theatre groups and acting schools everywhere include impro as part of their activities offered. You don't have to be experienced, just game to have a go. And you may just discover a hidden talent to make others laugh. Look out Broadway. Well, maybe not, but you could always pretend.
The hunter has become the hunter.
Traditional Chinese medicine has pinpointed the remedy to obesity. Acupuncture is helping overweight people from all over the world to lighten up. A hospital in northern China is offering a fairly easy regime to help people shed pounds. The morning is kick-started with a session of acupuncture. The day is ended with a fun dance class, and the rest of the day is interspersed with well-balanced meals and counselling. Acupuncture has only recently been employed in the battle against the bulge. There has been no reason in ages past for the remedy. According to traditional Chinese medical theory, overweight people have imbalanced digestive systems. Acupuncture can redress the balance by channeling more energy into the system so it can burn fat faster. Acupuncture also reduces the hunger pangs and inhibits the digestive system from absorbing too much food. The remedy is so successful that one man who weighed 215 kilograms lost more than half his body weight in about a year. Thailand and Singapore are also practicing the remedy with great success, but many people from all over the world are choosing China as their treatment base. Luigi Fada said he had grown so obese that he had to sleep sitting up. Lying down, the weight was too much for his respiratory system and he just couldn't breathe. He started his treatment in Thailand and since moving to China has lost 5 kilos in 2 weeks. Experts attribute the world's weight problem to unhealthy eating and a sedentary lifestyle. High blood pressure, cardiovascular disease and diabetes are on the rise. Mr. Smith from Scotland says more people should get into acupuncture as a possible weight loss solution. The pain of needles is all in the mind, he says. People have been culturally conditioned to expect it. So put your blinkers on, lie back and be brave. Acupuncture needles may help to burst your fat bubble. Gardening for most is a way to relax, meditate, and for some to even talk to the earth. Growing plants, flowers and vegetables from seed brings not only personal satisfaction, but the knowledge that we are giving something back to Mother Earth. With the right conditions and a bit of tender loving care, gardens can flourish into a delicious vegetable patch, a fragrant rose garden, or even a field of rice. Bustling downtown Tokyo, you can't get much more urban than this. Millions of people crammed into a relatively small area, air pollution, noise pollution, and not very pleasing to the eye. There's definitely not much greenery here, or is there? Above the city skyline thrives a different world, a world of trees and gardens, vegetables, flowers, and rice paddies. An eagle-eye view of Tokyo reveals a patchwork of green strewn across the tops of skyscrapers. This is Japan's answer to an environmentally challenged city, and it's working wonders. Tokyo's skyscrapers have a heat retention problem, making Tokyo hotter than many of the tropical cities of Southeast Asia. Heat can turn fossil fuel pollution into photochemical smog, putting pressure on the human immune system, triggering asthma. By cultivating gardens on top of buildings, temperatures are set to drop in Tokyo, as the greenery acts as a natural filter and insulator. And it seems that rooftop gardens are encouraging water conservation too. Cisterns placed on the tops of buildings make sure no rainwater drains off and goes to waste. But perhaps the nicest thing about all of this newfound greenery is the ability to just sit back and enjoy it all. Gardens are a nice place to retreat at the end of a hard day's work for a bit of meditation. A healthy green environment leads to healthy, relaxed humans. Complementary therapies were considered alternative in the hippie 70s and New Age in the 80s. But non-conventional medical systems and non-Western therapies are becoming more and more popular as time goes on. And there is such a range to choose from. How do you know where to start? Festivals celebrating the complementary therapies and arts of the mind, body and soul are popping up in cities all over the world. You can come here to sample a little bit of everything, from the mind and body bending discipline of yoga and the colourful swish and jiggle of belly dance, to the gunky green goodness of wheatgrass juice and the muscle-soothing manipulation of Chinese massage. These people are sampling a slice of Qi therapy, an oriental form of energy healing that is set to have the mind and body balanced in no time. Another form of energy healing is happening over in the pranic healing tent. Here, crystals are used to cleanse and repair the fractured aura. Perhaps you're wondering what the future has in store for you. A visit to the Mystic Megs in the Psychic Healing Tent may or may not be your cup of tea. But these psychics sure look as though they have a full day's work ahead of them. Thinking of developing your own intuition? Many festivals have crystals and ritual regalia for sale. Perhaps the mysterious glow of the purple amethyst cave will clear your communication channels. And after all that walking around, you'll need to take the weight off your feet and have a nice relaxing massage. You can either have it done by a person or just sit in this specially designed massage mat. A nice cup of naturopathic herbal tea will refresh you enough to get you back on your journey. Teas for clearer complexion, better health, sharper concentration, and yes, just for the yummy taste of it, are often available for purchase. So, where to next? A stint in the sauna tent? An iridology consultation? The options are limitless. Spend the weekend pondering the meaning of life and the nature of good health. Give your mind, body and soul a good workout at a festival in your city. Aerobics class getting a bit humdrum? Indian aerobics instructor Nandini Sinha knows just how to spice things up. It's a classic. Nandini has brought her love of the finer things in life to the aerobics floor. The 38-year-old Kathak dancer blends music, dance, yoga and aerobics into a new exercise form she calls classical aerobics. Aerobic activity is all about oxygen intake. Increasing your activity to encourage more oxygen into your bloodstream promotes health by speeding up your metabolism, resulting in breaking into and burning up your fat stores. The cardiovascular system also gets a spring clean and a tone up along the way. To enhance this oxygen uptake, Nandini has added classical Indian breathing and vocal techniques to her unique mix. Nandini realised the importance of being well attuned with your home culture when she was travelling the globe, and wants to encourage other Indians to brush up on being Indian. Participants say they've discovered a new zeal and confidence through the classes. Many of the classmates, thanks to Nandini, have rediscovered Indian classical music from hymns to folk. An exercise class with classical style and culture. A nice alternative to those of us that don't quite get into hip-hop. Join us again on Mind, Body and Soul as we discover more paths to health and happiness. But for now, Dominique gives us some food for thought.
You'll only ever experience pain, discomfort, anguish when you're not accepting this moment as it is. When you accept the moment as it unfolds, when you accept and give yourself permission to experience all of the different layers of possibility available to you right now, you come to a place of peace within yourself. The next time you find yourself feeling upset, stressed or angry, ask yourself, what is it about this moment that I'm not accepting? Once you accept that it's just part of the experience, that in another moment it will be different, it will change and shift, you come to a place of peace and the moment moves on.